Welcome back, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, to the super not funny show reviews. In this case, a late to the party reviews. And it all makes sense in a moment because we are going to be reviewing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which just dropped on Disney Plus. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness it came out a few months ago. A couple months ago? I think it's a couple
Yeah.
months ago. It's weird to say that. Only a couple months ago it dropped in theaters. Did pretty good. I don't think it's not going to crack a billion. I don't think, especially now that it's on Disney Plus. But it got pretty fucking close. I think it's 950 mil, something like that. By all accounts, a successful movie. The second outing of Doctor Strange. Wanda Maximoff is in it, and we got introduced to a new character named America Chavez, and Wong and so forth. So, I already reviewed this for the channel, but LADI just finally got a chance to see it now that it's on that it's on Disney Plus. So I figured we come back and do a second go at this. So LADI, this is mostly gonna be it's gonna be mostly your show. But what did you think about Multiverse of Madness? Was it worth the wait? Did it live up to your expectations? What were some of your favorite parts and least favorite parts?
So the first thing I have to say is this: I want to change the name of this movie to either one or two titles. One, the raging. They should change this movie to the raging Karen, or Dawn of the pissed off Karen. Because my God, Wanda Maximoff just chasing everybody down because she just wants to speak to the manager.
Yeah, and you know what? And I will note, and obviously we're gonna be doing spoilers straight up because if you really want to watch this, just go watch. It's on Disney.
It's on Disney.
They immediately. That's the thing about this movie is it immediately was like, oh yeah, Wanda's the bad guy. But oh, by the way, Wanda's the bad guy. Like they didn't. They
I thought it was going to be
time.
like a.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was going to be like a Dante and Virgil thing. Like they were going to help each other, and at the end, she betrays them. Because I always felt that she was going to be a villain. Because I can kind of see why some people didn't like the movie because they want Wanda to be a hero, but she's technically is sort of a villain in the comic books, anyways.
I mean, did you guys watch WandaVision? I'm trying to
exactly. That's what I'm like.
What y'all are doing?
That's what I was trying to tell people. I'm like, what? Like, everyone's like telling me, they're like, well, what was the point of WandaVision? That woman selfishly was subjugating hundreds of people for her selfish gains. And the only reason she let it go is because of the witch. She was willing to destroy the Vision. She is a selfish rager, and this whole movie is actually the start of a Karen too. Karen started this movie too. Sylvie Karen ass started this damn story by creating the multiverse. Spider-Man's dumbass by wanting to make that stupid ass wish made the multiverse as possible. She saw all this shit and said, "Oh, there's other universes where Aunt May is alive, so maybe there's another universe. Uh-oh, I see my kids. It's a wrap." And oh my God, this chick. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. When I saw the Illuminati, and when I heard the woman, of course, the woman who is Monica Rambeau's mom, who instead in this universe she becomes what's it called? Captain Marvel. When she said we can handle Wanda, I was like, oh yeah, they all gonna die. This bitch gonna die. She did. I already said it. I told Femi, I was watching the movie with Femi. I was like, she's dead. And I said, you don't have to tell me. I already know she's dead. There's what? I can handle Wanda. You a Ranger Karen with reality warping powers? Shit.
Let's be fair to her. She is powered by an infinity gem. So like, and honestly, she would have been okay to think, hey, I probably am fine because I've got like a lot of cosmic power. She just didn't count on, you know, Wanda being able to absorb it. I like that you skipped straight to like one of the big woo moments that was in the movie. Like I saw this in the theater. This was one of the woo, you know, everyone clapping moments. John Krasinski was like a dream come true for a lot of people. I thought it was actually, what do you think about those cameos? They really went for it. Like they put Professor X, like they put Professor X, they Anson Mount as Black Bolt. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did the '90s, you know, X-Men theme. He's on the yellow, you know, wheelchair, right? Anson Mount as Black Bolt, from that terrible Inhuman show. Maria Rambo, you know, and then they had
Captain Carter.
Yeah, Captain Carter. Which, let me tell you, damn it, they better bring Haley Atwell back. I just didn't realize watching the movie and seeing her show up and do all that cool stuff. I was like, I absolutely want to see Haley Atwell needs to be back in the MCU. First of all, she's a great actor. She has a great look, and she looked phenomenal as Captain Carter. And I just need more. And it was, unfortunately, she got cut in half. But yeah, those cameos, man. What were you when you saw them? I don't know if you had been spoiled on them or not, but if you hadn't been, even if you had been, what was your thoughts when you actually saw them come to life?
Oh, it was nice to see. It was nice to see, but I knew they were going to die. So it wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm gonna just say this. I have one of those minds that you know, most people when they watch a movie, they think this stuff. I already guess. So it was a fleeting sense of like, you know, they're not going to be in another movie. So it's nice to see, but they're dead. I already when she said that comment, I said every single one of them is going to die.
Yeah.
And it happened. I didn't think they were going to die so brutally. Like, God dang, this is supposed to be a PG-13 movie, Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah, they definitely pushed the hell out of that, right? Like, I almost would say, depending on the age of the kid, I wouldn't even take them to this movie. Like if they're like under 9, I probably wouldn't even take them to see this movie.
Because it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
it is a horror movie. They made Wanda into a straight up demon. Like, especially the part when she was in what's his name, the mind, when inside of her mind, inside of the mind, and Wanda straight up just
Yeah,
I mean,
she inhabited that and then just dreamwalked, as they said, and went on a murder spree. There's a lot of interesting ideas in this movie, by the way, like the idea that every dream is actually a peek into the multiverse. So the multiverse is real. Since it's real now, every time you dream in the MCU, you're actually just viewing the life of somebody, you know, one of you in another place, that's an interesting look at the multiverse, the infinite nature of the multiverse. We also saw that Strange Supreme, or, you know, Supreme Strange, or whatever the hell he's called, the one that we didn't see, we only saw a statue of him, that he actually didn't die heroically. He was actually corrupted by the Darkhold and then murdered by the you know, he was murdered. Well, he was murdered. He did the same thing as the MCU, the 616 Strange did, which is that he saw the best way to go forward to beat Thanos, and said, "I have to." With the Darkhold, he knew that Thanos was coming and that they were going to have to defeat him. He figured out how to do it.
Yeah, unlike him.
They let him live long enough to defeat Thanos, and then, you know, got rid of him. I thought that was very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, what are some other like interesting ideas or kind of concepts or even themes that you saw in this movie that maybe that hopefully they'll carry forward into this phase.
Well, they have this chick that can literally go into any multiverse. So basically, the multiverse is definitely not done. We might get another live action Spider Verse. So that is still into play. Um, the evil Doctor Strange kind of went off of a little bit of a trope of I go around killing other Doctor Strangers that I guess have what's her name? The woman.
Yeah,
So
that yeah,
he goes around and killing them because I guess he's like nobody, no
Christine.
Doctor Strange should be happy, you
Yeah.
know.
What about that fight between the two strangers? The music fight. You know what?
That was
Yeah,
epic.
I'll
I
say
like
this
that.
about this. Sam Raimi, thank the Lord for him
Yes.
because magic in the MCU has been lame as fuck so far.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. I've been. You remember I hated the magic fight between Wanda and Agatha because they were just shooting lasers at each other, right? It was like watching two unarmored Iron Man shoot at each other, and I just didn't like that. I
Hmm.
like that in this one that the sorcerers finally did something creative with magic because magic is a creative force, right? You can do whatever you want with it, and you often just see them shoot lasers at each other. It was so nice to see them do something inventive and creative with magic to fight each other. And that just using musical notes and stuff like that, that was, I mean, chef's kiss, that's they perfect. I love that that's what Sam Raimi brought to the MCU. In fact, I'll say this. I didn't. I told you I didn't love this movie. I like this movie a lot. I didn't love it, but I did love the aesthetic of it. Like
Yeah.
he leaned into the horror, he leaned into the darkness, and he leaned into sort of the whimsical nature of some of the because like you notice nothing really looks real. You notice like New York City that we see where they're fighting Gargantos doesn't really look real. Doesn't it look like it's a set? It's on Spider-Man 2 set. Like
Yeah.
it looks like that. That's and when in fact when they go to the 838 I think or whatever the one with Supreme Strange, that kind of weird utopia sort of looking place looked like more of a real place just because it's so fantastical. Um,
Yeah.
it's I just think that his design, his eye, uh, and also his cinematography was just on point. It's very interesting visually, which is nice. That like there's a lot of sameness sometimes, unfortunately, to Marvel projects, especially on the TV side. That I'm glad that we kind of got a different looking, MCU movie. But yeah, the darkness, man. That's a big feature of this movie. Extremely dark. Like Wanda being the Scarlet Witch and attacking Comertage was like, and didn't just attack, but like she terminated that shit. You know what? You know what I'm talking about? Remember in
Yeah.
the first Terminator, he attacks the police station and just runs through it. It's
Yeah.
like that shit. Like, ugh, my god. Uh, and you see her, she powered up hard. Like Lottie, like at any point where you're just like, how the fuck are they gonna beat her? This woman.
I thought at the end of the movie they were just going to send her to hell, and basically uh she punch her into hell, and at the end like she falls into lava and they think she's dead. They close the portal, and then at the end cutscene you see her arm comes out of the lava and like demons surround her. I thought they were going to have her as a reoccurring villain, which I would have actually loved better than the actual ending because I wanted Wanda to be, because I feel like one of the best stories in like comic books and stuff like that is to see a character that was once good go to the dark and evil side. And I kind of feel that sometimes comic book movies are scared to do that. So they were just like, let's give her heroic death. And I'm just like, that's the part that I did not like. I'm like, stop doing this.
Mm,
We've done this a billion fucking times, guys. Let's stop doing this. Give myself a heroic death. No, become a villain. She's now a villain. Like, let that become the future of the MCU.
yeah.
She is now a villain.
Well,
Lean into it. Don't be afraid of it.
yeah, I
You
don't
know?
think she's dead. I don't think she's gone.
Oh yeah, of course she's
Uh,
not dead. It's
she
just
even though she destroyed, really all she did was destroy the the dark hold, at least the dark hold within her dimension.
no,
Uh,
she's destroyed every single one.
yeah, well, yeah, I suppose it got rid of all of them. So
Because I
it
guess that is the nexus of all Darkholds, I
yeah,
guess.
but she's not gone. She's not dead and she's not gone. I wonder though. So, or I guess we could get into some speculation after this, at this point. But what did you? So what? Oh yes, overall, like, how was your feeling about the movie? What is your final estimation of it?
I give it an A. It's not an S, but I'll give it an A.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been an S if Wanda stayed a villain.
Right.
Because I agree, there's parts of the movie that I didn't like. I didn't like how you introduce these great characters and they're just dead. Okay, I mean, I can't. I mean, it's a multiversal thing, but I just don't like that. You just showed you literally just showed cameo characters just to get killed by Wanda. I mean,
Right.
it's nice, but I feel like you could have did a better thing. But I still would have overlooked it because I enjoyed the movie. But just the fact that she did that heroic thing at the end, I've seen that trope a billion times and I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Again, I like I said, I liked it quite a bit, but I didn't love it. I think I'd put it on the B tier. If we're doing the tier thing, I'd put it on the B. I like the first Doctor Strange better, and probably because it's Doctor Strange is up front, and a lot of this movie is a lot of it's Wanda, and a lot of it is America. Which, by the way, it's not bad. I like that new character,
Oh,
America
you do have a
Chavez.
point there. You do have a point there. The only time we seen what's the name display is like the final 30 to 40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
And you do have a point there. He did take a backseat to Wanda and America Chavez. It wasn't until, like I said, the last part where he fights the evil Doctor Strange, and then he like brings the dead those demons to himself, and you know what I mean.
yeah. Which by the way, what a great Sam Raimi. He's the only person would have done that. To actually have a zombie strain. We were wondering, well, who is this zombie strain? Oh, it's a puppet basically for our actual Strange to fight Wanda, and that was great. Like that's one of the best things about the movie. But a lot of the movie is not about Doctor Strange. He's sort of in it. He's just not. He's not him though. And again, I like America Chavez quite a bit. Can't wait to see more of her in the MCU. Glad the way they kind of turned her, her character is having a chance to kind of find a home and learn magic. That's cool. And obviously Wanda was doing a lot of stuff, but it should have been more about Doctor Strange should have been a little more prominent in his own movie. So, like I said,
Hmm.
I'd say it's a B tier. Speculation wise, this opens. I think makes things kind of wide open for obviously for the multiverse because America can travel the multiverse, and she's apparently a singular individual, meaning that she doesn't exist in other universes. She's only existed in her home universe, which raises some questions about what the multiverse is really all about, right? If she only exists in one universe, did she exist prior to Sylvie's act in Loki? Or was she created when he who remains could no longer keep the timelines pristine? There's that question. Is Wanda dead? Like, if she did die, if she did sacrifice herself, and we see Wanda again, is this a Wanda from a different dimension? And let's also remember that the mutants are coming. And there's a decent chance that multiversal shenanigans are what brings them in. And if they do, are we going to get the mutant version of Wanda? So, I mean, there's a lot going on here that we could speculate about for hours. And my other question is, Kevin Feige, you're not dumb. Just don't play around and give us John Krasinski and you're like, oh, we're casting somebody else as Mr. Fantastic. Don't do that, right? Don't play with us. Don't cast Anson Mount as Black Bolt in this movie and then go find somebody else when you finally bring the Inhumans in. Don't do that, right? It's, obviously they're going to bring in a new Professor X, but, Patrick Stewart's like, I'll do it again. I'll come in and be Professor. And we didn't mention it, but man, I love seeing Patrick Stewart as Professor X again. God,
yeah.
It felt so nice to see him do that. So anyway, there's lots going on there coming in the future, and that I think has to do with possibly Secret Wars or whatever, but definitely the introduction of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. So, but we'll see. But anyway, those are all our thoughts on Multiverse of Madness. What do you guys think now that you had a chance to look at it on Disney Plus? Maybe you got a chance to look at it a second time. What are you guys thinking about this movie? And what do you think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And we'll chop it up, talk about this really, really good Marvel movie. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining us on this review. Come back. We have more, nerdy reviews coming to you in the future. Until then, I've been Mo De Poupe, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend LADI. We'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.